Alive! It's alive!
Welcome, everyone, to Immaculate Misconception, a show where off-kilter game designers rob the graves of long-dead game concepts and attempt to bring them to life while documenting the entire process, womb to tomb. This is your co-host and Bone Bandit, Wes Franks.
And that is your other co host and your resident grave robbing goblin, Quinn Blackwell. We're coming to you live from the dungeon laboratory of the Plus One warehouse where we are building the perfect monster from scrap parts. But before we kick off the game design, let's touch base on what we've been up to this past couple of weeks. Quinn, my man, what have you been up to? What have you been listening to, reading, watching, playing? What have you been doing?
Oh man, what have we been doing? I want to say that I've been digging into so much awesome stuff, but truly, we've just been so busy, so very swamped with, I mean, good stuff, good swamped. Um, so I went to Metatopia, which
Mm-hmm.
is a playtesting convention,
Hell yeah, it is.
um, and then directly off of that, got Concrud from Metatopia. Thankfully, just Concrud. And then it was 2 weeks later. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, two
yeah, it
weeks
was.
later.
Yeah,
Then we
within
were
two
at
weeks, it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah.
then we were at PAX Unplugged, and that was honestly a blur. We
It was
we
no.
were we were
Go ahead.
so bad. I mean, that's basically it. From there, we came back and it was Thanksgiving. Uh,
I'm
to
so
those
glad they're not doing fucking PAX Unplugged at the same time of year next year. They're doing it December. It's like the weekend of December 6th through 9th or whatever.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So
yeah.
much
No, they
better.
were they were testing something and it was not the right thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to say that I've been watching stuff and reading stuff, but I've just been recuperating from all of that. Which again, absolutely love conventions, being able to go hang out and just yap about the stuff that I enjoy. And then also to meet all of the people that I get to speak with through weird technology constantly.
Hmm.
So that's exciting to see them in flesh form.
Absolutely.
But man, I it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Um, but I'm gonna kick it over to you. What have you been consuming
I
as of late?
I can't stop, dude. I'm a shark, man. I keep moving no matter what. No, thanks to Richard Ruane, I have perfected my convention preparation and also my convention, like during the convention, like things I gotta do to stay a well-oiled fucking machine, man. And let me tell
Must be
you,
nice.
look, look, I can run you through it, big dog, and we can get you on that regimen, and then also we can make sure that we get a place next time that has like a weightlifting room, and we don't have to go to networking parties. We can just go lift weights a bunch and then ride like a recumbent
Hey,
like
why
stationary
not both?
bike. Why not both? Actually, let's bring the weights to the party and let's
Yeah,
have like a test your strength kind of thing, a test your might thing, like it's Mortal
a
Kombat.
party in the party.
A party in the party. No, I was supposed to go to Metatopia with you, but timing wise, Bran had a surgery come up, and so I needed to play Nurse Wes and everything, which is what I've always wanted to do. I got the Nurse Jackie outfit, or is not Nurse Jackie? What's the nurse from Pokemon?
Oh, oh no, you've put me on the spot and now my brain is empty. Joy?
Nurse Joy, hell yeah, fucking not a fake
Okay.
fan.
Not a
No,
fake
not a fake
fan.
fan. No,
Hell
I didn't
yeah.
know either. My brain is empty because of the past few weeks. But yeah, I had to play Nurse, which was great. It was a good surgery. It was fantastic. It was wonderful.
Nice.
Everything you could ever hope for. And
Love to
then
hear it.
so turned right around from that. And while I helped Bran recover, then was like, okay, you're doing great. I'm going to leave you with the dogs. We had a couple of homies come and help take care of the pets and everything while I was gone. But I had to go to PAX with y'all, which was, I drove there. I typically take the train in, but I drove there because I needed to have the car in case I needed to get the fuck out of there if something happened to Bran or anything. But also if I just needed to escape the city of Philadelphia if they found me. But they didn't find me, so we're all good. That was a great time. I play tested Come On In. I feel like you were super busy because you were like running the fuck out of the goddamn booth, and like slinging zines and games and everything like that. You and Steven and Sarah and Keegan and Richard and Tony, and then we had the IC boys there sometimes. They were doing Mark Soul stuff most of the time, but
Yeah.
we had a solid crew. So I was able to be pulled around every other direction, like a Twizzler. I kept saying, I was like, I feel like a Twizzler. And when people are like, how do you feel? I'm like, I feel like a Twizzler. Because I would go to the booth, and then I would be like, okay, I have to go have like a lunch meeting or something with somebody. And then I'd get a text message from Richard saying, hey, somebody's here to interview you. And I'm just like, God damn it. Okay, great, let's go. Which is not a bad
Guess
thing.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, I love yapping, especially about RPGZine.Club and everything. So I'm very thankful to the people that wanted to talk and interview for a little bit. I hope they got what they wanted from me. I hope you got what you wanted. And thank you for covering myself and RPGZine.Club. As well, got to talk about Come On In and Formula Infinity. There's a lot of cool stuff happening with Formula Infinity right now because we got our hard dates for when things are happening with that, so that's really cool. Orbital Blue supplement, you can hit up ttrpg.link/speed of sad or /Formula Infinity, either one, to go ahead and hit those links and sign up to get notified when those go live. Same thing with ttrpg.link/come on in. Anyways, enough for plugging. But like PAX was great. I hosted a pregame party. A small party for 60 to 80 people. A small get together for what started as 60 to 80 people and turned out to be 234 people. And so Tom from the Bar 254 was very gracious in receiving the news that there was more people coming. And he said, hey, that's great. If there needs to be a line, we love lines. And so shout out Tom at 254 in Philadelphia. It's a great 3-story queer bar that has like drag shows and pool tables. They have a pool league. They've got karaoke. They've got a deck and everything. I was like, for a little bit, it was touch and go. There was a lot of fucking people there. The outside deck looked like the backyard of a townhome at a college party at one point. People were nuts to butts in there. It was fun though. It was great. A lot of people wore masks. I was very much so hoping that would be the case. It seemed like most everybody that showed up that was with our group was like, hey, by the way, I tested negative for COVID and everything. I haven't heard much about sickness coming from folks from the convention other than just your normal like con drop and everything. So I've been doing great though, man. I'm a machine. I came back and I started a new workout regimen, and I got to meet Justin Akili from Our Brilliant Ruin, Studio Hermitage. That was great. I got to hang out with Quinn a shit ton. Which is like Gen Con, you were working with somebody else and you were working with us this week, or this year, like you are. So that was really fun. It was great to have like a buddy to roam around there. I was just doing so much, man, and that's what turns into.
Busy.
It's busy. I need to just have a central location where I'm just like I post up there. It's like,
people meet me here,
like the Godfather. Yeah, exactly. When I came back home, I went right into relax and maxin mode, where I was just doing housework, and we had Thanksgiving. I had to go the next day when I came back. I had to go pick up Brand's mom from the airport, and we had Thanksgiving week. There was just like a week of just like Brand's mom being around. So we did some stuff. We went out to eat a couple times. It was great. DC is so fucking weird, especially around the holidays. But in that time, I've beaten some games, Quinn. I had such a distinct backlog where I was just playing like 30 minutes to an hour of each game when I could. One of the best things that came out of like hanging out with you was like also hanging out with Ryan from the Weekly Scroll. We hung out at the fucking Psycha Cafe. Shout out Psycha Cafe. Psycha, however, Cafe, and the Philadelphia LARP Society. for hosting a kick-ass after party for PAX. Got to hang out with Ryan for the weekly scroll, and we made a pact. We made an agreement that we're going to play video games with one another.
In blood.
In blood. And then we swapped spit.
Yeah.
We did not do that. We did not do that. We were very safe.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
That's between us.
That's between us. But I distinctly remember us talking about playing like something like Arc Raiders or Helldivers or something like that, but we ended up playing Space Marines, Space Marine 2, Warhammer 40k, and we played through a little bit, big chunky boys with big guns, fighting back heresy and Tyranids, and so I got so inspired by us playing. I finished the campaign. I got prepared. I need to get some Space Wolves regalia so I can come out dripped out head to toe. In our like favorite chapters and everything like that, in our Space Marine chapters, but no, I'm stoked to be playing that. And then I'm almost done with the Seance at Blake Manor. Great little mystery game there.
Nice.
I beat a couple of other games, but immediately when I beat something, my brain just goes, okay, that's done. And then I'm just like, I'll remember it later. I'll do like a cycle and a backup and everything. But yeah,
when you start playing it again, you're going to be like, I played this before.
Exactly. Or I'll check the achievements list, and it's like, you got all the achievements. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's what happened. But then I dove back into Ghost of Yote. So I'm doing a lot of samurai stuff, and immediately my brain is filled with like, oh God, I want Akira Kurosawa like style stuff. I want to make a between game. I get the bug where I'm just like, I want to make something, and I hate it. That's what this show's for, and I have to save so much stuff. I started playing the Warriors video game as well. I watched the movie with Bran. That was one of the movies that we watched during our break, and I was just like, damn. Yeah. I'm going to take that Forged in the Dark system. I'm going to make a Warriors game, and I'm going to use that as the launch pad. I'm going to make something. And I was like, stop it. You have so much going on. Stop it.
You just have to make this faster, and then we can make even more things.
That's the big thing.
That's how it works.
We have to make this faster. Yeah. So that's what I did. That's the breakdown. You missed us for 2 weeks, gang. We were talking about doing something live at like Twitch and everything like that, and that did not fucking happen. Yeah.
It was morning, and then it was night, and it's just like, have I eaten today? And it's like, oh yeah, we were supposed to do other things, and it's like, I should eat. It's like, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll eat tomorrow.
We were very healthy and took care of ourselves.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. God damn it! All right, okay.
Definitely did not pass out watching wrestling.
That's why I tried to get the homies to go to Newark and go watch it, and everybody's like, I'm at PAX, dude. I'm like, fine, whatever, man. I guess we're working.
Yeah, whatever. I
guess.
Well,
all right.
With that being said, let's slap on some gloves and start building this creature.
Hell
that was
yeah.
a good one, right?
That was a really good one. I was like, damn. I was like, it was visually stimulating. I didn't pick up too much. Discord kind of like knocked it off and everything. But sad face. But perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and recap kind of what we've done with Hit Dogs so far.
Wait, you're telling me that wasn't the entire show?
No, that wasn't the
done?
entire show.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not done. We got a whole other things and everything like that. We will have to stop like 30 minutes early though today because I've got so much stuff I've got to get into. I've got apparently people only book meetings from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. during the day, and so it's a crapshoot. If you want to book a meeting with me, folks, my mornings wide open, man. Fucking
wide open.
We want to hang out, wide open in the mornings. Anyways. We've got Hit Dogs, nice little project. It was the winner of our bracket for choosing our first game. I was not expecting that at all, but that's what we decided. So we started with what is Hit Dogs, and essentially the concept, and our whole thing is like people didn't really know a lot about the pitches of the stuff when we were deciding this stuff, and it's like neither did we. We were going off of like what's the concept in our Google Drive as it is. Does it have stats with it? Does it have like mechanics with it? And the one that got picked was Hit Dogs. And all that I had with it was the title, the subtitle, and then a fucking like blurb that's like the introductory like the cool intro that's on like the back of every book or something like that. So it's Hit Dogs Will Holler. This is a fucking work in progress title. By the way, pardon me, I had some bubbly ginger ale, not champagne. Defenders of freedom, custodians of truth, cleansers of tyranny. The hounds of the custodian service of Ultimopolis sweep the streets and Nuvum blocks, rooting out crime and filth from every nook and cranny. For whatever reason, when you were old enough, you signed up to join the custodian service. Maybe it was to honor your family's legacy. Maybe it was to get ahead in life instead of scraping the bottom. Or maybe you just wanted to ride mag bikes and blast wastoid teens in the face with a CS-37 Sand Deep Cleaner pistol. Whatever the reasons, you signed your life to the custodian service, and they assigned you here. Nuvum Block 88 Maintenance Team. The lowest of the low. The scum on the boot of the custodian service. The mutts of the comptroller's might. The Hit Dogs. So... yeah, that was just like some world building stuff. What is a wastoid teen? We kind of talked about it last time. Who's the comptroller? We don't know yet. What is a Nuvum block? That whole thing. It's a habitat block. Think of it like mega buildings and Judge Dredd or Cyberpunk. It's your little habitat, your hab buildings or hab blocks, habitat blocks. What we kind of talked about was looking at this. Combining Conventum, which was this magic game where it's oh yeah, you're magic users, you're witches and warlocks, and on your 19th birthday, your old friend's coming to kill you and take your energy from you, to take your magic from you and everything. And that was the whole concept of that. And so we're how do we combine that? You had the great idea of what if you are a hound of this custodian service, but let's do a little bit of District 9 stuff. You get infected, and you're becoming a wastoid teen. And so we looked at, maybe looking at an advancement system with a double helix of Hound and wastoid skill trees. There's, a thing of, when you upgrade, you can choose either I'm putting points into Hound, I'm putting points into a wastoid teen, to kind of, simulate that whole, I'm growing in magic power. I'm growing in, mutated power and everything. We talked about taking the honey heist concept and making it campaignable. Two sides of the same coin, hounds and wastoid teens. That whole, do you have honey or do you have heist? Then we also started talking about a dice pool potentially being attached to how much you're acting in your role as a hound or a wastoid that determines, either, what kind of dice or what color of dice you're using and what happens if those dice shift. Kind of looking at almost a year zero kind of stress engine for Alien kind of thing, approaching it. And then we also looked at your health is your wastoid mutation. Each one you receive a cool thing, but you are closer to becoming a full-on wastoid, and thus an enemy you must deal with down the line. That whole kind of nemesis system, where it's okay, what happens when your character dies? Your character can die, but your character can become an enemy down the line, where it's I'm the next bad guy that you have to face, and I know all of your secrets, that kind of thing. Kind of lending into that whole, this is an ever-shifting, evolving campaign. So that if, we end up making more material for this down the line, you can build off multiple campaign arcs from this. Is kind of where I'm at, right? So, that's, a really, kind of, interesting, solid... could you zoom in a wee bit? Yeah, I can absolutely zoom in a wee bit. I apologize. That's so... Thank you for asking. That's so fucked up of me. Boop. Perfect.
Control, scroll forward?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and move that a little bit so people can read stuff too. Make it legible. Hell yeah, Wes. Hell yeah. But yeah, thank you, Melee Knox. Awesome. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're working with here. Is that's what we're working with generally ideas wise. So I posed this question online, and I also kind of posed you with it, where it's now here's where our design brains are kind of probably either diverge, or we're going to kind of get married and have a family and start a long, happy life with one another, depending on how we approach game design. I kind of want to get a sense of where you go next from here. we have a concept and we have like a lot of ideas and spaghetti at the wall and everything like that. But now we need to think about fucking taking that spaghetti and lassoing up it all and like getting it all in a pen and start making something of this.
Yeah.
So are you the type of person where it's like, okay, well, I need to build out the mechanics first, so that and that like are you like you said that you dropped out of the Frank's school of brutalist game design, so mechanics are the only thing that matters.
I partied too hard.
You partied too hard. Yeah, you got too close to the world building tree, and threw up around it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
People have different college experiences. Don't judge me. So you like. Do you approach mechanics first, or like I need to know what I'm doing in the game and then I can build the world around that? Or are you the type of cat that builds the world first and then you try to see what mechanics you can glean off of that? Or are you like a fucking monster like I am sometimes where it's just happening at the same time? You're just building the bridge while you're crossing it.
I feel like at some point you kind of have to build the bridge while you're crossing it.
Yeah.
I think that for me, the biggest thing that is like important to me would be like either a cat's or like a 3 pillars type deal.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
And then once we have that locked in, it's a lot easier to use that as a I'm gonna use some terms. So if you're making like a statue or a model or something like that, you have your base, right? And this concept is our base. And then from there we have to build out the skeleton, which is like the armature wire. So the armature wire is going to be what everything sticks to. That's going to be either our pillars or our cats, both of them, I mean, at the end of the day. And from there we can build on top of that armature wire, on top of that skeleton, with the clay, which is the narrative and the mechanics. Because you can delve into like, oh, it would be really cool to have like this mechanic, or like it'd be really cool if like this were the narrative, but without that like sticking point of like where to connect them to this bigger thing, then you almost are like creating separate parts in expectation of this finalized piece being suitable for these.
Okay. Yeah. I really liked what you said earlier about like you're fucking dropping a lot of like art school shit too, which is kind of great. But like it's like taking me back to like university and everything like that. I don't get why people are so opposed to reviewing other people's work and giving feedback. Like peer review is a thing that's like instilled in you from art school from the very beginning. God, I hate the tech industry. Anyways, moving on. You said something about like cats, which cats is like a writer's room kind of approach, concept, aim, tone, and subject matter.
Yep.
Which I've got the right here. PR O'Leary's cats. Sorry, I put bite because I did it right here. So I've got the manuscript for Come On In up right now. So look at that. You're getting a little bit of a like an early like this is who the people are working on the game. Oh wow, great. Anyways, there's a thing called like cats that you explained, which is concept, the aim of the game, the tone of the game, and the subject matter of the game. So Mike Martins, who's worked on the Wassailing, and I had a discussion about, is there a better way to describe the 4 pillars of your game than cats? Because concept and aim and tone all kind of like overlap with each other as a Venn diagram. And so he concocted something for one of his games called Gate, which I'd have to look up what that specifically stands for in his game. But he inspired me to make one for my own for Come On In, which is called Bite, B-I-T-E, not B-I-T-C-H, which is, who I am. But no, it's the background, the inspiration, the tech, and the expectations. So these are the things that, like, what we're like. This is kind of like the pillars where we're building off of, the foundational, the 4 corners of everything. which, like, the background goes into what is the game. Like, it is about a grisly murder case rocking the small coast of Louisiana town of Bon Soleil, all that good stuff. Like, what is going to happen? And then your character's actions directly influence how deep the matrix teeth and everything like that. What is the inspiration behind this game? Because I love when motherfuckers put touchstones and inspirations into your game. That's the kind of vibe that helps me know what kind of vibes. I just talked about it with the Mad Dungeon podcast, boys. Looking at inspiration, I'm listing out exactly what the game is being inspired from, so you know what kind of headspace and what kind of vibes you need to lean into. So it's like stuff like Salem's Lot, Disco Elysium, True Detective. Also the music. I think music is super fucking important to gaming, because those are kind of tied hand in hand together. I want to see, like, I don't know. I just want to see where your head's at when you're making something. And then next you have tech. What are the mechanics of the game? What are they being based on and everything like that? So with this, the tech, I need to go in a little bit deeper in depth with this, but for right now, generally, it's just like, it's based on public access, Brindlewood Bay, and the Between. You don't need to know anything about those games before we play. Like, it's like straight up, it's just like, this is what the mechanics are based on. You can look up those games. You don't need to know anything about them, because you're going to be reading this book, and it's going to teach you how to play. Because this game has rules with it. It's not a setting guide or something like that. And then also there are a number of bespoke mechanics that were created in order to help support its accessibility to all players. And then you can also find a character keeper here, which is going to have a hyperlink once that's finished being built, which is very close. And then next we have your expectations. These are the things that are expected of you, but are also like what is expected of you as a player, but what is expected of you as a keeper, and also that also includes subject matter. What should you expect to be in this game? So what is your expectations, and then what is expected of you, and like all that good stuff, and it kind of serves as a mission statement for your game. So I don't think that is a bad direction to start when it comes to hit dogs. Is like, let's figure out what our pillars are, and then let's build off of that. Which unfortunately includes what is our main conflict resolution mechanic under like tech or whatever. But like, when you think of like something like that, like what is the bone of it? The background, the objective, the something, I don't know, like that kind of thing, and it can just be bite. It can just be like bite. What is the background, inspiration, tech, and expectations? Like bite does fit for hit dogs as well, if that's a title. If we change the title, we can end up changing. That's the things that we get. This is it's an amorphous thing, Yeah. Sometimes you use a liver from something else and you're like, I got a better liver actually. Let me go ahead and swap that out. That's what's happening right now.
That's the minutia of it.
Yeah.
Just
I would love to get your thoughts, because I feel like I talked a lot and then I get insecure about things.
No, you're good. I went back like in editing the videos, and I'm like, man, I yap.
We are a couple of yappers. We are.
Yeah,
I don't think that should be an issue, though. I don't think people should ever, feel bad about being yappers. I think we need more yappers, because it makes me feel better. Are you one of those people that call mechanics tech? I do when I need to find something that replaces the word mechanics. Nothing wrong with yapping. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. I am one of those people that calls mechanics tech, purely in the instance of that fit my needs at the time. Look, we went from actually it kind of just went from cats to bite really quickly. Bran helped me with brainstorming that one, but we'll figure something out for this one specifically. See, that's the benefit of building a game on stream, is I get to be selective with like that's fair, that's fair, and then also immediately turn on you. You don't want to use Bime? Come on. Use Bime, dude. I know it's Ryan. I know it's you, fucking Brian. I fucking know it's you. But I know I love immediately there's gonna be one thing that you say, I'll be like, no wait, fuck you, I'm gonna crash out on stream and everything. Great.
No, we know that we're cool, please,
and be like, no, actually I have something to say. That's when I get us taken off the air. That's when Mr. Twitch gets mad at us.
Oh
Oh
no.
no. Okay, sorry. Anyways, but yeah. So, your thoughts before we got interrupted.
Uh,
Or I
thoughts.
interrupted you.
Should I also generally explain pillars? Like, and then we can
Yeah,
exchange
yeah,
notes?
yeah. Kind of thinking about what's the pillars. What should be the main focus of our like. What are the main pillars of our game? And it doesn't have to be an acronym. Also, we can make it BIME if we want to.
Yeah. Definitely Bime.
Yeah.
uh, so to do my best to explain pillars succinctly, which, there's probably been other people who have talked about pillars, but this is all just off the top of the dome. Um, but it is kind of the concept of, if you are out to sea, and you have, and you're trying to get back to the coast, you're usually looking for a lighthouse. So lighthouses on multiple coasts is how you can ensure that you're going the right way or getting back to safety or anything along those lines. So these pillars, while they aren't permanent, they should be much more difficult to move. They should have a consistency to them that isn't, with the whims. Like you were saying earlier, it's very easy to jump into something and then to be like, ah, yes, now we're going to like change the entire game because we watched the Warriors, and really we're like, what if this mechanic or this idea? So the pillars are basically there to as like a safety net, but also to stop us from just like running away with scope creep or random mechanics or ideas that aren't helpful to the core thing that we're making. Um, so I wrote something up ages ago, and
Oh hell yeah.
yeah, like you said about yapping. I'm trying to look through this and be like, okay, what am I trying to say here? Um,
That's good shit. I don't care who you are.
hey, da 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 da. Let's see. My process, which could be of absolutely no assistance, but it works for me, is to first find the core pillars or tenets that the thing can't survive without. I usually use three, but sometimes, depending on the scale of it, I might go to five.
Oof. A
But I
Parthenon.
usually try and stick with three. Um, and honestly, when I try and lock these in place, this is like your elevator pitch. This is like your tagline. This is something that you should be spending a lot of time and effort and energy on, because it's very important, because everything is built from this point afterwards. So I said that it could even take me a quarter of my dev time just locking these in.
I mean, it's so important though,
And
because like some people don't have like time to hear the full fucking pitch with the pitch deck and
yeah,
everything like
it's
that.
true.
Like sometimes, like, I mean, case in point, PAX Unplugged. When I was talking to people, like, there's some people who are like, "Oh, what are you working on?" I have to have something off the cuff, right off the top of the
Yeah,
dome, that directly conveys exactly what it is and everything, so that people go, "Oh, that's the reaction you want," so that people get it. You want them to fucking get it, because if they don't get it, they're not going to give a fuck if they don't get it, unless somebody
yeah.
tells them to give a fuck about it.
Yeah, it's very true. And I mean, honestly, being able to have something that you can hand them while you talk to them,
Yeah.
gives them that double dose of like, okay, cool. I'm looking at this thing while you further explain it, which definitely helps. Um, so with these pillars, like I said, I don't like to move them much after I've started really digging into like the meat of the game. And for me, the the vibe and the energy of the game is almost more important than, oh man, this is gonna give me some hate. The vibe and energy of the game, in my opinion, feels more important than the game in a lot of instances. Uh, so I usually I usually end up keeping these pillars based around the mechanics, the vibe, and the lore. So for Salt the Earth, what I ended up doing was just three examples for that. So the mechanics, if resolution mechanic is being used, death is always an option.
Damn.
Vibe, Victorian Mad Max with angels and demons.
Mm-hmm.
And lore, no gods, no kings. Speed is what determines who is in charge. And obviously, this was a very early point when I was making Salt, and it moved from these pillars because the concept became something different. But keeping those there and remembering those was very important, and like making that actual decision to leave those pillars was it was a difficult decision, but I think it ended up being for the best instead of it just being Mad Max again.
Which there's nothing wrong with Mad Max again, but there's already one of the things to approach, and what I always try to approach is I'm not trying to be the first one to do something, but if there's already 5 Mad Max games, let those be the Mad Max games. I'll make this Mad Max and what else? Yeah, fuck yeah. Also, I just love the two-hander of like it's this and this. I love that approach. Like that gets me in the headset. Media inspirations. What are your touchstones? Like what am I thinking? What do I need to think of? But until I can get the goddamn thing in my fucking hand, it's like this and this is perfect. It's great.
Yeah. Let me see. So again, I'm reading through this and I'm like, man, just get to the point. Y'all would hate me if I did a blog. So obviously you spend a lot of time with these to make sure that they speak to whatever that nugget at the heart of your game is, and hope that they aren't like easily shifted when a new idea or mechanic hits. If you like leave it, if you pick it back up, if you shelf it, if you even just take like a little bit of a breather from it. So once you have these pillars in place, you can start brain dumping now or start sorting your brain dump towards these pillars. Not all of your ideas are going to fit neatly next to these pillars, but having all of this down will show you which pillars encompass too much, which pillars are underutilized, and so on and so forth. I almost always end up condensing or splitting pillars based off of where my ideas land.
Yeah.
But they work as a very strong foundation that I can always look back towards to figure out if this mechanic is actually good for this game or if it's just something that I want to put in whatever I'm working in at the moment. This is normally where I would find out what mechanics can be folded into each other, because in my opinion, more mechanics rarely means a better game. I think in a lot of instances, it's more moving parts that can grind and snag on each other when players end up digging in. I almost always will take a swing at like, this is the one core mechanic. How many ways can we explore this in play? So it's a tricky thing to dot and cross, but I think that it ends up working or getting there sooner or later. I think the rest of this is just me yapping.
Which we'll get you. Honestly, we should get you like a live journal. We should get you a not a Substack, but we'll get you fucking something. They're all contrary to popular belief. There are alternatives to,
Wait, what?
Substack. What? I know. Fucking Patreon, it works just as well for that, and you make people pay money to hear you yap. Bring back Zanga. Fuck yeah, dude. Bring back Zanga.
Yeah.
Bring back Zanga. Bring back Habbo Hotel. I don't need to do Discord play by post. I can just role play in Habbo Hotel, dude. Yeah.
Keep it nice and simple.
Exactly. So
I don't know if there was anything useful in there.
No,
but...
there is because it keeps it keeps the ship pointed in the right direction. Because I like the mechanics should serve what we're trying to do with this game. That is like what is the overall intention of this game. And so far it seems with this game is that the intention is that we will fucking like we're taking care of problems that are in a hab block in a big mega city, and that's kind of like the main focus. That's like we are a team of fuck ups that are trying to solve problems in a hab block. Purpose at their core is to serve the intention. Yeah, fuck yeah. And so, how are we looking to translate that? And like, is this because I have no like we talked about dice pool and advancement systems and everything like that, but like, are we approaching this like this is a tactics based game that is going to have a battle grid, which I would love for us to, instead of doing like, oh, it's just like a shoot, point and shoot, or whack in the face, like kind of OSR style or like trad D&D combat style thing. I would love to have like a tactics, like Final Fantasy Tactics approach, or like Advance Wars or something like that with this for the combat part of it. But I want to make sure that those mechanics that are happening in the combat also serve outside of combat.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the chimeric thing where there's two different resolution mechanics for depending on if you're in combat or if you're not in combat. But yeah, like, or are we looking towards this is a theater of the mind type thing? Because I feel like, and this is always kind of like wanting to look at, like, because we are making a game for other people to play, you want to look at your audience expectations. And I think if people say, oh, this sounds like a game where I'm going to get around a table and there's going to be like miniatures, or I'm going to be on a grid of some sort and I'm going to be doing combat, and then they open it up and it's belonging outside belonging, they're going to get they're going to scratch their heads a little bit, you know? And so, like...
Gotcha.
So, that could help us narrow down on what the mechanic is. Like, the main, like, resolution mechanic is, if we figure out that intention. By the way, since we haven't figured out how we're doing, like, the cats, or however that kind of... The pillars. I love having pillars, just like what our pillars of play are. It is currently Bime. Baby, I messed up everything. So, that's where we're at right now.
I'm here for it.
Perfect.
So I do have a few bits and pieces that have been bouncing around in my brain since we last streamed. When we left off, we basically like took a general step back to see like if the mechanics that we had, like if they spoke to us, or you know, if there was anything else visually like in the space that was like, what if X, Y, or Z. And we had originally had the concept of like a dice pool, maybe of like mixed dice. And some of those are your hound dice and some of those are your wastoid dice. And that was the concept of that. And the more that you go into wastoid, the more it takes away dice but gives you like specialty dice or things along those lines, instead of it just being like, here's your base dice pool. So that's a possibility. In the last, like, I want to say like 15-20 minutes, we were talking about the concept of like, what if blackjack? I also want to throw out another wrench, which is, what if in between both of those? What if Yahtzee?
Oh fuck. Oh god. Okay. Because you're saying what is blackjack, and then my brain went to Balatro. Because I was like, what if the main, like, the hound mechanic is like blackjack, and then you could have a side deck, which is your wastoid deck, where you can just like pull out cards, and it's like, and I can swap that out and that kind of thing. And there might be a role associated with it. Fucking go ahead and hit me with your Yahtzee idea. What the fuck are you thinking about?
No,
You know
truthfully,
exactly. You're fucking buttering me
that
up
was it.
right now. You know exactly how to
I'll
get
be-
me, don't you?
Hey, that was it. Because again, like I edit these afterwards, and you were talking about how you really do enjoy a game that is like, what if this like simpler game, but then reworked it to fit into something bigger. So legitimately, my brain was like, oh, like, if you take blackjack and you take dice, then you get Yahtzee. And that's truly where that like started and ended.
Okay. Okay. I is typically so mechanics messed up. So now it's not messed up anymore. It's not baby. I mechanics everything. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I love how like this is like. Let me know if this like annoys you, because like I always start like my manuscript is like a notebook, and then then I start adjusting afterwards. Like I'm like I work like such a monster, because I'm like here I start with the overview page, and then I start having notes, and then I expand on those notes, and then I edit that into sections, and then once I have enough sections, then I start outlining the book. And I feel like it's such a terrible thing to do, because I feel like there's people that are like, I have my notes, and then I have the document, and then I go back and forth, and I swap back and forth between them, and I am a fucking man. I take record of like everything like that, but like I work like such a fucking monster though. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, the less that I have to move back and forth between things, the better. I'm almost always going to be more excited for a workspace that is like a singular thing. That is multiple things, like all kind of stacked on top of each other. I know that a lot of people are like, nah, I just want a writing app. But I feel like there's plenty of like perfectly fine writing apps if you just want a writing app. But I want something that takes all of them and tosses them into a folder, so I can just like copy and paste in the same place. Let's see. Oh, but depending on how I go about it, I'll either just jump around to like whatever is like most tantalizing. So like, because I like to look at things through like a narrative lens, I'll be like, what is the perfect scene of like players interacting with mechanics, interacting with narrative, and all of this coming to like a culmination. So like in Magical Girl Machine Gun, I was like, this scene is all of the other magical girls fighting the leader, the ex-leader of the magical girls, as she does all of her nonsensical shadow magic and is basically like ending the world, becoming like this big bomb. And like this clash was the big spark for Magical Girls, and then everything was just like, how do I get the players and the narrative and the mechanics to that point? Other times I work from the other side, which is just like, hey, this is the elevator pitch or the outline or whatever, and then basically doing like the snowflake method through like the narrative sense, which is, okay, cool, take this single sentence and turn that into a paragraph, take each of those individual sentences and then turn those into paragraphs, and then like further expand on that. So it basically forces you to have your entire concept like distilled down to like it's perfect, like when X meets Y. But then the next step is every single sentence that you give should push like what this game is, what the energy is, what the concept is. And then you can again expand out from there. But I feel like this is such untread territory for both of us, just because of like the general format. And again, like we've worked together on things, but nothing on this scale.
Yeah, and I've only collaborated with people on like established systems. I've never collaborated with something to build something from the ground up. I've never like worked for somebody where it's like we're completely bespoking everything. So yeah, it's really interesting. Okay.
I have a few things that I said I wouldn't do, but I typed up just bits and pieces that were bouncing around in my brain because I am everywhere.
You worked off stream.
I worked off stream. I did a little bit of grinding.
God, you grinded. That's not work-life balance. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
It's not. I don't even know what that means. But I think that this is a good time to say that if you are making something, then having a place to like put ideas down. Like when you have inspiration, like let that inspiration flow because you never know what anything is going to be. But taking that inspiration, putting it down, and letting it live there is healthy so that one, it's not bouncing around in your brain, and two, if you need to go back to these ideas or concepts that you had, while I was running to the bus, like heading to work, and it's just like as soon as I sat down, like I wanted to get this idea out. So being able to have that space, whether it be digital or physical or anything, in between, it's a smart thing to do. You should have work-life balance, but we're working on it. That's in future updates.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to the first one first before we start establishing stuff like that.
Yeah, you get it. So I have mixing Conventum and Hit Dogs a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So bringing more of that Conventum flavor into Hit Dogs. Mm-hmm. And I read through the poem again, which would you like to read through the poem again?
Yeah, let me go ahead and fucking dig that up.
It should be on the board.
Yeah, it's on the board. Oop. Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. There we go. Right click. Okay. We're looking at Conventum.
Top left?
Yeah. Relax. It's only magic. From cradle to grave, never mind lady or knave. 5 were named and 1 sent away. Destined to be a wicked breed, a mere taste at 13, 19, fully blossomed and free. Unless the 1 sent away finds their way to consume heart, mind, and sway. And sway was capitalized to suggest that maybe that was the magic system that I was going to go with for that. Whoever wrote that should be shot, that poem.
So, taking these bits and pieces, I like the concept of a few different things. Because like we had said previously, it's primarily Hit Dogs with like the flavor and the vibe of Conventum. Mm-hmm. So I like the idea that you can join the Hit Dogs at a very young age. So 13. But instead of being brought directly into the Hounds, you are brought into the equivalent of like the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts.
Like the Weeblos, the Cub Scouts? Yeah.
Yep.
God,
and then I was like,
ROTC program.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, what if they're named something like innocuous? So it's not as like, yeah, you're joining the death murder bots. But what if they're named the Pups?
The Pups, yeah. I mean that's heat. I was a Weeblo Scout as well. I was in the Weeblo Scouts, and then that translated to Boy Scouts, and then I got super radicalized by the Boy Scouts. And so I fucking told them to go fuck themselves. I made it to life, and I was about to get my Eagle, and they said, you can't do an Eagle Scout project where you build like benches and places to sit in like public parks and everything like that. What about the homeless people? And I said, that's fucked up that you bring that up. and they said, "You're not allowed to cuss here." And I said, "You know what?
Oh
I
yeah.
fucking hate this shit. It was only meant for me to go camping anyways. You can go fuck yourself." And then I walked out. I dropped my merit badge stash and I walked out. It was very dramatic.
Oh damn.
But then I had to wait for my dad to come pick me up. It was great.
Hey.
Anyways,
But
moving on.
But the message.
The message is the message. Yeah.
So from here, I was like, okay, if 13 is the age that they're like brought into this thing, then 19 is the age that they become hounds, or like their like final scoring or ranking or whatever they have is brought forward, and that determines like if they can even make it into the hounds.
At 19,
so
if they survive, they are then assigned to their hounds squad. Fuck it.
yeah,
We'll clean that up later.
or to a Newfound block, like specifically as like a and I was imagining that it would be somewhere between like a graduation and like the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Where like everybody is watching as this thing is streamed or whatever. But it's like this is a big event and everyone is excited for their kids or someone that they know from like their block to like make it to one of the better blocks and join one of the do we have a name for like the individual like groups, or is it just like the hounds as a general?
So based off of here, this thing here, I'm thinking that the top down is the custodian service, so that's the umbrella, and then you have the comptroller, who I think is the head.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the commissioner, the chief, the comptroller, and then beneath that you've got like fucking, I don't know, adjudicators or whatever, and there's like a handful of them. And under each adjudicator, you have like the person that focuses on hab blocks. You have the person that focuses on traffic. The person that focuses on like, you know, like the specific parts of the city of Megalopolis or whatever. Oh, Ultimopolis. Sorry, not Megalopolis. Ultimopolis. I don't want to. Don't come for me. But so thinking like, so then you have adjudicators, and then you have like, I don't know, fucking the squad leaders, I guess, at that point, like the different kind of squads and everything like that. Like the hound, like, I don't know, like then I guess you would.
The Hound Master?
Oh, Kennel Master, maybe. I don't know.
The Kennel Master?
Kennel Master.
Yeah.
Are we leading into the dog thing?
I think so. I mean, I feel like we
leading into
have
the dog
to.
thing? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a puppy boy positive stream. Great. Great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start writing this stuff down. Top-down overview of the custodian service of Ultimopolis. Went a little Homer Simpson on that one. I apologize.
Oh, I heard Plankton.
Oh, hey, that's great. I used to have a great Plankton voice. I worked on it a lot, though. Gotta get that Krabby Patty formula. Comptroller, and then what did I say? Adjudicator?
Yes.
Because there's like, they dictate things. And then Kennel Master. Hounds.
Pups.
Pips.
Ugh, terrible.
Pups.
Really leaning into the we are the baddies.
Yeah. I mean that's I want. Yeah, it's you gotta bring that fascist drip, just like Judge Dredd, you know, just like the fucking all of them. Those pauldrons, the fucking eagle pauldrons that are like bigger than your fucking head, and everything. I gotta rewatch Dredd. Damn, what a good one.
Let's see, what else do I have? So I was thinking that like in this concept, what if basically like once a year, like if you turn 19 in this year, you are like you graduate, right? Whether that be the first or the last day of the year, it doesn't matter as long as it's this year. And again, leaning into the dog allegations. Once a year, they basically open the cages at the pound, and all of the pups who've proven themselves are promoted to hounds and assigned a Newfoundland block. And we've talked about how our current Newfoundland block is 88. And that is the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
I like so I was going to have, like, my brain started bouncing off of the ideas of Hunger Games, where it's just like, oh yeah, and like, 13 does this stuff and 4 does these things. But I think that gives them too much credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
kind of what I was thinking of, like the adjudicators. It's like this adjudicator focuses on like the Nuva blocks. Yeah. This one focuses on, like, say, like maintaining and securing the, like, fucking, like, utilities of, like, the public works, like the waste management and everything. Like, you've got waste management, you've got the Nuva blocks, you've got traffic. It's just like what is a city's fucking, like, breakdown for, like, city commissioning and city council structure, and then you're like, okay, well, let's just make that a fascist police force.
What if turned up to 11?
Yeah.
And also fascist?
Yeah.
Fucked up.
It's fucked up.
I like the idea of, I mean, I don't know if you had ideas for other numbers, but I almost like the concept of, like, the lower the number, the better the block.
Lower the number, the better the block. Yeah, I mean, I have no qualms with taking inspiration from Hunger Games. Yeah. I think Suzanne Collins is one of the few YA writers that has accurately and succinctly described what happens in a society that turns into where we're headed, and in a way that's digestible for young audiences.
Hey, we live in a society.
God damn it, I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh man, terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. Moving on. Sorry. I'm with it. I'm about it. I'm sorry. I'm just over here fucking formatting shit now.
No, you're good.
Which is an issue.
I can keep yapping. Is the thing about it?
No, I think I like this adjudicators, kennel masters, hounds, and then pups. Right? That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Hounds and then pups, and then the comptroller. Okay, easy peasy. All right. Okay, so having that kind of structure in place is great and everything like that. That way we can start kind of building things off from there. We can start being like, okay, what kind of duties fall under? Once we start kind of listing out how many adjudicators, and I like the idea of, like, the adjudicators, like, I like the numbering system, and so it's like there's a ranking system amongst the adjudicators of who the comptroller feels is the most important. And so you can have that numbering range. And then I like the idea that habitats is 8. Like, that is the least important one of all these, like, things that they're looking and taking care of. Fuck the people. There's just more mouths to feed anyways. And then so you look at the kennel masters, who are then, this is listing from 1 to, like, 88. We can even say is like 1 to 88. And so, like, then the kennel master of Newham Block 88 for the habitat, which is ranked 8th amongst the adjudicators. It is the lowest of the low. That is the bottom of the barrel. I like that a lot. Because who's number 1? We're number 1.
We're number 1. He was number 1. So I think, I like the concept of, like, each of them having 11 habs that they basically take care of.
Yeah.
Um, except for maybe the like highest rank who only has 10, because like number one is like the capital. Like this is like
Yeah.
the cream of the crop, the top of the top.
We're getting into the weeds here. I love it. We just already pivoted. We're like, yeah, we're diving. We're like, God, we got to figure out what our pillars of the gameplay are, and then so it's like, okay, let's figure out world building. I love it. I love it. There better be a holler skill. Look, you know. I already like. Go ahead. Hit dogs will holler. I gotta give the promise of the premise. That's that. You gotta maintain the promise of the premise. Perfect. Okay. So instead of it being like, oh yeah, like 11 that they have to maintain. Interesting.
Yeah, because then it would go to 88.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there would be 8 of them. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm not showing my entire ass doing math. You love to see it.
We'll figure that out in the wash. That's what developmental editing is for.
Yeah.
And then like
and we hire on the actual professionals to make this good.
I mean, we did say we were going to do a lot of this ourselves, but if we bring in some other people, I ain't against it.
No, sorry, we have to do 100% of it ourselves.
We have to print the books ourselves too, which is nothing against that. I'm fucking into it.
We have to write them out. Sorry, we can't send it to print.
Can't send it to print. I'm carving the blocks by hand. I'm proofreading and editing right now. Stir that ink. Exactly. I'm proofreading and editing right now. What is this? Watch Street reached. Okay. Hell yeah. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. Okay. Perfect. Streamlabs was just yelling at me.
You want to see it?
Thanks for the body doubling. Oh yeah, no, this is also like the benefit of like the show as well. Whatever, it's just an excuse for me to work on something with Quinn and then also body double with people. So it's great. Thank y'all for being here. Sector 8. Okay, cool. So then we have the Kennel Masters. Okay. I had to think of something.
It all washed over you at once.
Cause yeah, there's different. Then it breaks down. There's 11 of each sector.
Yeah, I don't think we need to get into the minutia of it right now. We can figure out the fiddly bits later.
Okay.
But I think it's just the general concept that like low number good, high number bad. There's a big like celebration party, graduation that is everyone on their 19th year becoming hounds, or being like thrown to the side and basically just living life as not hounds, which almost feels, yeah, it is. That is a spicy number.
I mean, that's the intention. I mean,
Yeah.
we're putting guns into fucking people's hands
Into
before
kids' hands.
before they can fucking drink beer, or smoke a cigarette. So why
Or
the
vote.
fuck not? Sorry,
but
if
thank
I
you for the
sounded
heads
really
up.
angry. Yeah. Oh, it's all right coded. Thank you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna change that then to 11 then.
Yeah.
Right? Perfect. Thank you. I thank you so much. That slipped through me.
Mhm.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's see.
I want to update this as well for normal text. Just so. Boom. Okay, look at that.
I think that also, just because both of us are the ones making it, I don't think that we can make anything without religious. To call it undertone now is laughable. I think that almost everything we make has religious overtone to some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that I touch has it.
That spacing is so. Sorry, I'm just changing something back. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is my bad. Sorry, don't worry about me. Oh, that's fine. Okay, you know what?
I
I
get
forgot
it.
that I was zoomed in. Okay, that's a different thing. All right. Sometimes you forget about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Uh, so I think to take another line from the poem,
Damn.
destined to be a wicked breed. It feels very uh indoctrination, like religious text. So the type of stuff that they would receive while training to be hounds.
Okay.
So while they're still pups, they're learning the concepts and the ideas uh, that drive the hounds. And I'm thinking maybe the wicked breed. What if that is like the wastoids? What if even from the jump they are pointing fingers at like, hey, just don't end up like them.
Well, yeah, that's the whole that I mean that's the whole thing about kind of thinking about like the mutant teens from if you want to give any kind of credence to Frank Miller and his fucked up brain of like the mutant teens and everything like that mutation when you think of that or like when if you think of like 2000 AD and the mutants in Judge Dredd and everything is that eventually you're going to turn into that. It doesn't matter. I like the idea of it is like they're fighting a losing battle against it. It's a little bit District 9 in that way where it's like you are eventually going to succumb to this. We're going to in all of our propaganda and everything, we're going to say we're fighting against this and you're on the front line of preventing that from happening, but it's it's destiny for everyone involved. So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, a wicked breed. Yeah, you're destined to unless you join the unless you join the
Yes.
hounds. Yeah.
Something about purity and rebirth and like going through the Nuvum blocks and whatnot.
Hugh boy. Hugh boy.
Yeah.
Hugh boy.
Hey, I mean,
What a concoction.
you...
There's a game that we have on. This is a little teaser, I guess. It's a module for a game that we have that includes as an enemy, as a monster, is white supremacist vampire Charles Lindbergh, famously Charles Lindbergh, a Nazi and everything. Yeah, he flew an airplane, but also he was a monster. Like in the text there, as I'm going through and doing like edits for it and everything like that, I'm like, is it too much that we fucking say that he's like a white supremacist and everything like that, or do we just need to allude to that? And then I'm like looking at the rest of the book and I'm like, fuck it, no, it's fine, we can just blatantly say it, the fucking dude's dead. So like there's like stuff like that where it's like, should we just kind of allude to this, or can we just outright fucking say that this group is like like our tone of talking about them, because we've got child soldiers, so it's like Ender's Game. Fucking Orson Scott Card, Jesus fucking Christ, that's another piece of shit. Anyways, moving on. God, everybody's awful. But like, so we've got like that kind of like child soldiers. We've got the privatization of everything so that the police force can take over as a bureaucratic government. And so I love the idea that this is like, yeah, this is a custodian service. They clean everything up. And it's like, yeah, and they only speak for like a portion of the political sphere of Ultimopolis, but like the rest of Ultimopolis is really just like the rest of the political groups, like the mayor and everything like that, are just like figureheads. They're just like puppets, like they're mouthpieces. Yeah. And like this is actually like that holds all the power and everything. So great. Which is that's like that's a fine line that we got to talk about, but also just keep in mind is it's something that I had to keep in mind with Come On In. Because like even if I talk to people about Come On In, they're like, wait, it's a fucking cop game, and I'm like, intentionally so. There's a reason for that and everything, and like going into the mechanics of it, it makes sure that where it stands, that's a bad thing. That's a fucking bad thing.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is a bad thing, and it's intentionally so. And so I think that's something that we have to keep in mind when we're like doing mechanics and everything. When we're gonna be like, oh, this is so fucking fun doing all this tactics and stuff like that. Where it's like we also have to be like mindful of like I hate to be the woke police, man. I'm sorry, but it's like we also got to be mindful. It's like, are we just getting into like weird shit with this of like where we're just kind of like romanticizing it and just like kind of like being like, oh, look at this, is so cool. And so like kind of keeping that satire and the tongue-in-cheekness and everything kind of in the forefront, I think is very important for the tone of this game.
It's definitely a dangerous edge to balance on. But I think that, you know, as long as we focus on like ensuring that that is something that we are paying attention to throughout, and it doesn't just become, you know, door kicker simulator, where every upgrade is just like you get a bigger gun that shoots bigger bullets.
The cable conundrum or the cable syndrome, where you just have to have a bigger gun. I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. Is just like bigger is better.
I mean, also bigger guns.
It's excess, but it's like I don't, you know what I mean. It's just, it does more stuff. Like there's like I don't know. Yeah. What I'm saying is I agree with you. I need to stop trying to like translate what you're saying to so my brain can get it. I just need to comprehend what you're fucking saying. Anyways, Jesus Christ. I think that's good instinct to have.
Yeah. I have a question. This might be a little too like logisticy of like the way that stuff is laid out. But is the entire city like Nuvum?
No, so the whole point of that, I was being really tongue in cheek with that because so that is a combination. So it's N-U umlaut V-U-M, and that was a tongue in cheek little combination of so like Judge Dredd is metal, right? And those are like mega blocks and like Mega City 1 and everything like that. They're hab blocks in Mega City 1 and everything like that. And I love the idea of like they're like, yeah, it's a mega building or it's a hab block or it's like a hab building or something. Like they have this like lingo, this slang. And I loved the idea of like this company made these buildings for people to live in, these tenement apartment buildings. And they are shaped like eggs. And so they call them Nuvum, which is like ovum. So it takes new from new metal, and you umlaut from new metal because it's metal, but it's new. So it's new metal. So like the soundtrack is like all Slipknot and Korn and everything like that. If you want to, I secretly like it. And then you have ovum. Like an egg or like, you know, like that kind of thing. And I combine them together to be Nuvum block. That's just me being clever and everything like that.
Hey,
so we absolutely can change that if that becomes a thing where it's like we need to do all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
I think it works. I don't see, especially right now, I don't see any reason to actively change it. Again, it also allows me to get my sicko religion is a thing, right, guys? Remember, religion is a thing.
Sorry.
The idea of being rebirthed.
That was
the Nuvum.
That was very much my kind of thought process as well. Is like it's a bunch of people live in there, you know. It's like an egg that holds a bunch of people. And everything like that. I can imagine him being like, "This is the biggest egg. It's the biggest Nuvum block in the Nuvum building." Or whatever. Sorry.
No, you're good. So
every time I think of like if I need to make things more bigly, I ask, do I need to make things more bigly? And if I do need to make things more bigly, then I'll fucking do it.
You hate to see it.
You fucking do hate to see it.
So are they separate from each other? Are the Nuvums separate? Like, is there city between the Nuvums, or are the Nuvums completely self-contained, or like is it just like a like Matryoshka doll? Matryoshka doll. Yeah.
I can't. I can never succinctly pronounce it because it's very subtle in its pronouncing. It's like Matryoshka doll, but it's like I don't want to hit each consonant super fucking hard.
Yeah. I got a bad American tongue.
I got
doesn't
that
really make those moves.
Bad American tongue. That's what I tell all my international boyfriends.
Not a euphemism. I mean, okay, now it is.
So, like, to kind of think the concept of like, I'm gonna drop this in our chat, but I'm also gonna drop it on stream as well for people to see it. But like, mega buildings, like they all. Oh, here's one that's just like all of the mega buildings and their different colors and what they look like and everything like that. So you can see that like with these mega buildings right here, there's 12 of them across the city and everything, and they're separate. They're like giant. They're like multiple apartment tower. Like think of like in New York City and like Harlem and everything, the apartment buildings in there are like crosses that are just like fucking 18-story towers, 20-story towers that are just apartments shoved in together. It's like take like 6 of those and then like stack them like, or take 8 of them and put 4 and then 4 on top of it, and then take 8 more and circle them around, and it's just like a bunch of fucking apartments. And like they are so large that they have stores inside them. They have like stores and cafeterias and hospitals and like things inside of them because there's just so many fucking people.
Very much the intro of 2077.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, for my Choombas, exactly, for my Chooms. But yeah, so like very much inspired by that, like the mega buildings or like the Hab blocks from fucking Judge Dredd, where it's just this big fuck off building and they're separated. And so like if you're thinking of like the skyline for like what Ultimopolis looks like, there's these big fuck off buildings where it's like, this is the fucking Hall of Justice, where the custodian service, or like, you know, the Hall of Purity, where the fucking custodian service, or whatever we call it, the Hall of Cleanliness, whatever it fucking is. It's like this big fuck off building that's in the shape of a fucking eagle or something like that. Like it's just like looks super brutalist, but like futuristic brutalist. And then you see like all these other like, oh look, there's this fucking sports stadium and everything like around, and then you just see these big fuck off eggs and everything like that. Kowloon's Walled City. Yeah, Kowloon's Walled City. Absolutely. That is a huge, good, great pool. I think of like, because the whole major intention was like thinking of like military propaganda and how we recruit young kids to join the Marines and everything like that, where it's like you're gonna see the world. You are going to fucking see the world, and for all of its splendor and wonders, you're gonna eat food, you're gonna meet people and everything like that. And then what happens is you end up just holding a gun and looking over a door on an Air Force base, or like on a military base in some fuck off like place randomly in the desert, or in Germany, or in Japan, or the Philippines, or some place like that. And so it's like, it's not exciting. You got lied to, you got duped and everything like that, but that's your fucking job now. And so like the whole intention behind that is like, yeah, that's happening to a bunch of people, but it's happening to you the most. Like you the most. So it's like, you're not riding a mag bike because the traffic hounds do that. Like they're the ones that are riding the magnet bike. But it's like, because I think magnetics, of using magnets to travel instead of gravity or fucking hover or whatever the fuck it is.
Because then you can go upside down.
Oh, you can go upside down and on wall. You fucking get it. Yeah, you can go on walls and shit like that.
Like Men in Black.
Which is, we can make a supplement zine that has vehicle combat for where it expands it.
Of course.
It's for the traffic supplement. The when we go to the traffic division, or traffic sector. But like
you'll see the world. Yeah, absolutely.
You'll see
with your service weapon.
Yeah, you'll see the world. Free postcard pack slipped into the box with your service weapon. Absolutely. Yeah, and so like I really wanted to lean into that, where it's like you could even be from this like from like Ovum from Novum Block 11. Like you were like the Novum like 11 is your home, and so you're like, I went to fucking 6 years of basic training to try to get out of this place, and I'm fucking back here, and I'm not even like shooting wastoid teens in the face or anything like that, like they told me I was going to be doing. I'm not on a motorcycle. I've got a fucking mop and a bucket, and I have to take care of like sewer gators and things like that, like the
sewer gators and disputes
between like fucking landlords, and like you're like doing like you're doing all that shit. You're doing like evictions, all that, like you're doing the worst shit. And like partially like living in Washington D.C. has been a big inspiration for this, because of you just see the fucking National Guardsmen walking around all over the place, and they're like cleaning up trash, or they're raking leaves in the park and everything like that, and it's like, just fucking hire. We had public works departments where people, that was their job, and that's what they got paid to do, and they were paid for it. And you fired them for AI and to use military people. What the fuck is going on? And of course,
you get it.
Yeah, you get it. So
you understand.
Yeah.
It's working as expected, Wes.
It's working as expected. It's not broken. It's working as it's supposed to. Perfect. Aside, do we feel?
Jump out of a plane, you can trim a hedge. Hell yeah, brother.
Do you feel strongly about sectors or divisions when it comes to the breakdown of the adjudicators and what they cover? Because like sector feels like that. What's a city sector? So that's like a
sector
city.
Feels like a location.
A location.
Division feels like a difference of people.
Perfect. Got it. Division 1, admin, administration. The most important, as we know, and then we can go from the rest of them and everything like that. But they're divisions. Got it. Okay. Actually, I can just go ahead, find sector. Every instance of the use sector, find and replace with division. Yes. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay. So yeah, that's
we're going up to 8 divisions.
I'm okay. So I knocked it down to 7. Because 7-Eleven, because there's 11 kennel masters for 7, and so 7-Eleven. It's a fucking joke, Quinn. There's nothing that I do that's
serious. It's a joke, guys.
Here's a little hint for the Between Unsinkable, the Stowaway playbook, for the Between Unsinkable that I wrote. Every single one of the playbook moves for the Stowaway are Fiona Apple song titles. Why is that? I thought it was fucking funny. Okay, and they fit, and so like,
Hey.
So it's jokes. That's all I have. That's all I have, Quinn. Is just little little
please,
things.
I need this.
I need please, I need it. Don't take Novum. Don't take the 7-Eleven joke.
Holding on, white knuckled. Just please.
You ever wake up and realize that maybe I think you should leave is just fucking real life? And you just feel like a character, and I think you should leave sketch. No, that's just me. You auto-modded? I auto-modded you? Damn, I don't have mod powers right now. I'm just a VIP.
You're talking to the 2 worst people to actually deal with anything.
When else are you supposed to be ridiculously... They let us do some things. They don't let us do everything. Because then I start banning people left and right just for bad taste. I'll literally go, ew. Just because it's funny. That's what I used to do when I was streaming. Okay, anyways. Okay. The Conventum. Relax, it's only magic. Wastoids. From cradle to grave. We got that. Never mind lady or knave. So you said never mind lady. It doesn't matter. Boy or girl. Gender exclusive. Is gender open. And everything like that.
Like you said. Come on, ladies.
Come on, ladies. You can shoot a gun too. Come on, my NBs. Fucking subjugate democracy across the whole place. Mutations 13, 19 fully blossom and free, unless the one sent away finds their way to consume heart, mind, and sway. So this is probably to suggest. I want to get your thoughts on this, but like kind of suggesting that we're going to lean back into that there's a big bad. And the big bad was probably from your training group, right? That's probably like the initial bad guy is like somebody that like came up with you and they got kicked out and you thought they died, but they didn't actually die and they became a wasteoid adult.
Oof.
They went from wasteoid teen to wasteoid adult.
Yeah, I think it's the general concept that like one of the ways to win a war is to do your damnedest to make the enemies seem not scary or ferocious.
Okay.
So the more that you can take away like their power or their masculinity or anything along those lines.
Yeah.
Almost feels to the point of like it doesn't matter how old a wasteoid is, they're always a wasteoid teen.
Okay.
You know, it could be a way to.
Well, you know, it infantilizes them almost.
Yeah, exactly.
They're a wasteoid teen. They have no bearing on decision or anything like that. They can never be a wasteoid adult.
Yeah.
And so I like the
because if they were an adult, then they would understand that like what they're doing out there is bad.
Yes.
They would come to their senses.
Got it. I love it.
Non-stop bolt throwing.
Yeah, I'm in the non-stop bolt throwing. The big bad is a former.
I very much like the concept of like during whatever this graduation draft, whatever we end up wanting to name that or further flesh that out towards. I think it's the understanding that like, oh yeah, all of y'all are going to this block together. Oh, actually, this person didn't make the cut. They were like the last on the list. Maybe something. I was
saying, yeah, I like the idea of is somebody that was removed for sedition or traitorous thought crime. Like it's like one of those that like they got woke. You know, it's like they were radicalized and like while they were in ROTC and was like, you're all sheeple, you're all fucking sheeple, you gotta wake the fuck up, dude. We are like there's more of us than there are of them. We have to open up our like and everything. They're like, gotta fucking get you.
And then the hounds walked in and just carried them away.
Yeah. And I like that idea. It's like, okay, well, they probably got shot or something like that. And it's like, no, what they probably did is they probably dumped them outside the city. Or like dumped them in like the sewers or something like that. And that could be that they shot them or they tried to run away and they shot. That's something that we can figure out. That's details and everything like that. We can decide of how we want to develop the big bad of the game or whatever. The main focus of everything, the mastermind, whatever you want to refer to it as.
I just want to toss to you. You said that you had to be out a little early today.
Oh, just by 3 p.m.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I know we typically go towards like around 3:30 or something, but I gotta.
We yap until we realize, oh wow, we've been yapping for this long.
Yeah,
we should probably stop.
But we've been writing down. This is words are words, man.
Hey,
I don't know if I can put it in there.
This is work.
I will say I will not get mad or like fucking put a moratorium if like because I probably will be plugging away at some stuff that we talked about here where I'm just adding it to the manuscript and everything, like doing the breakdown of divisions and everything like that. I'm not completely beholden to we have to do every single piece of fucking work on stream. I just think that the stream should be the main bulk of what we do design wise and everything like that, just as long as we recap it
and concept and structure and all of those moving bits. Like it'd be, I mean, I wouldn't be against the idea of like an art stream.
Yeah.
But I think that like having like steps of like, oh yeah, well this is what we were like, this is why we were thinking these things. This is what we ended up making.
Yeah.
Because when I do art stuff, I end up noodling for ever. So being able to have some downtime to bounce around with that, I don't think is a bad thing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we specifically were like, cool, let's talk about what is it now? It's not bite anymore.
Oh, Bime.
It's
Baby
yeah.
I mechanics everything. Because
Okay,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
I messed up everything, and then we figured
Yeah.
out that the M is mechanics, and everything
Mhm.
like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we can move it back to tech. Like,
Dude,
nope.
please
No,
don't.
sorry, it's
Please
gone.
don't, dude. I'm gonna get a strongly worded message from Ryan. Buy him for life.
Oh
See,
no.
already,
Oh
it's
no.
already starting and stuff like
It's
that.
already been
Fucking
tattooed.
Tony's already making fucking merch that says "Bime," BIME. Hit me, baby, one more Bime. Yep.
Oh man. Dang it. We got Bime heads in the
We
chat.
got Bime heads in the chat. Yep, we got a baby. I
Um,
messed up everything.
so I think that uh do we want to frame it as homework? Of
Ooh.
like, cool, when we come back next time we're going to have like X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
So it puts a little bit more like process behind the like this is what we were going out to like plan to do, and
Mm-hmm.
this is what we actually like brought
Ended
back.
up doing.
Sometimes it won't be as much, sometimes it'll be a little bit more, sometimes it'll be something different because that's just how the creative process works at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
They're singing at me in chat.
What have we done? Dear God, what have we
uh,
done? Okay. Let me go ahead and start doing some
I feel like
creation.
we took a long route around. Like it starts off as cats. We could have just made it into dogs, but
Yeah, I
we've
mean, yeah,
gone too far
we went
now.
from cats and then bringing up Mike Martin's gate, and then how I shifted, come on into bite, and then
Yeah. Now
um,
we're at buying.
now we're at bime when we could have just went dogs. We
Yeah,
could have just gone
we
dogs.
absolutely do not have mod
What
powers,
would we
sadly.
do for the
Probably shouldn't say that
acronym for
out loud,
dogs? This
but
is what we're gonna spend the last 20 minutes figuring out. What would the acronym for dogs be?
uh dang,
Details.
our
Oh,
games suck.
dang, our game sucks. Yeah, that's great. I like that. Okay.
uh
That's an
that's
alternative. We're gonna vote. Just taking advantage since apparently
terrible.
you don't have mod powers and can't kick me out. Yeah.
Bad face.
All I can do is block you. That's all I can do. Streamlabs is not very comprehensive, and moderation at your fingertips. I'm yawning too. This is bad news. This is bad news, dude. I have so many meetings for the rest of the day. This is so
Yeah.
bad. I'm yawning already. Oh God. Um,
You'll be good. You'll be good.
man, I'm fucked, man. I'm so fucked, man. Okay.
Just pop a window open. You'll be set.
Uh, pop a window. You'll be set. Perfect. Okay. The setting. I'll go into some details. I think that's gonna be kind of being my homework for like everything is like for the next week. My
Yeah.
homework will be set just expanding on I guess the custodian service. I guess is
Yeah,
that
like
something that I can
the
work on for the
different
next week?
districts and
The
whatnot.
different the different like divisions and what is a comptroller, what is an adjudicator, what is a kennel master, what is a hound, and what is a pup. And so I can work on like expanding this section out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'll also be thinking on blackjack plus dice equal Yahtzee. And I think that's something that you should also work on as well. I think that's a strong. I think I see the vision because also you're also fucking buttering me up by being like we could just use old board game mechanics for the mechanics in our game, and I'm like you
Hmm.
motherfucker, you know I just put poker into CFB. You know I just put those mechanics into CFB. Somehow you knew. I didn't know how you knew. That was a private conversation, but somehow you knew. You found out. You know what? We're gonna make do. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Hey, what
yeah,
do they say?
yeah, yeah,
Loose lips sink ships.
yeah, yeah. That's what they say. Perfect. Okay. Administration, corporate, Division 3. So we got traffic at 6. Administration, corporate division. Then we've got. Ooh. Just I'll find it. Borders. Just like whatever is just like secure around perimeter.
Yeah, perimeters.
Perimeter security.
Let me take a peek.
Public Works Division. I feel like traffic, that'd be above Public Works. And then finally, like,
Relations.
Yeah. Weather. This is what I'm working with right now. I just like the idea because it's like it's not like you're like, oh, shouldn't there be like a homicide division and then like a vice squad and everything like that? And you're like, this is not this is not a police force. This is not a police force. This is a custodian service. First of all, they clean up messes, and so they clean up. This division cleans up administration messes, and this division covers up corporate. It's like administration, like they cover the custodian service, and then corporate is corporate messes, perimeter security messes, weather messes, public works messes, traffic messes, and habitation messes. And it's like, okay, well, like, do you have somebody that focuses on like murders? And it's like, well, yeah, if it happens in a car, then it's traffic, like, or like. If it happens in the sewer, it's public works. If it happens in a in a Nuvum block, it's habitation. Like, if it happens in a corporate building, it's corporate. If it happens on the border, it's perimeter security. If it happens because of weather, if somebody is murdered because of weather.
No, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah? Okay, great.
I think so.
Mascots. Yeah, they do need to each have mascots.
Yeah. I truly... all I can think about is our characters underground, walking on giant pipes just over like the void, and it's just like we just have to go down here and fix this thing, like go down and weld some stuff back together, or go and deal with some swamp rats that are chewing on wires.
Yeah, like giant Dark Souls size rats. Oh, fucking
yeah.
Then this is how we put more Warhammer shit into it than the Skaven. Then you got like fucking Skaven down there that are like rat wastoid teens. That they're like wastoid teens that look like
all Warhammer.
Oops, all Warhammer. I mean, that's you know, that's me. I'm an MB, nonstop bolt throwing. Which is I'll make that shirt and wear it to Adepticon, just so I'll blend in a little bit more. It'd be great. Okay.
Do we also want to swing back with pillars
of design?
BIME.
Yes, BIME. Yes, yeah. Let's focus on this for our last little bit. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, BIME. Baby, I mechanics everything. So what would you say would be our so you like to start with 3. Do you think this is a 3-pillar game, a 4-pillar game, or a 5-pillar game?
I think I like to start with 3, and if one of them is taking too much stuff, then I might split one or two of them to make it into a 5.
Okay. Well, this has got me feeling pretty dim, so let's start. If I were populating studios, I think rats, alligators have been done. Why not jellyfish? The first jellyfish to evolve bones. That's fucking terrifying. I love that, though. That's great. Yeah, rats and alligators have been done. You know what? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. What other creatures? Thank you. You're getting credited on the book.
But also, what about rats and alligators without bones? Have we thought about that?
Jelly rats.
Jelly rats.
Why jellyfish when jelly rat?
Alligators that can squeeze through very tight spaces, because
and as long as they get their head in, then the alligators can squeeze in through. No bone alligator is terrifying.
Alligators coming up through the toilets.
It's like those tiny alligators that have like the little like the necks, like they have like they're
it's a full grown alligator.
Yeah,
it's just a
drop gators. Yeah.
Yeah, drop gators. Oh no. Oh man.
Drop gator. Okay. Looking at our pillars of design, our three pillars of design. So what you kind of have is like vibes. What was your first one? Mechanics.
Let me pull it back up.
Mechanics, vibes, and if their bones are weaker, so are their teeth. So they must use gravity to kill. They cling to the ceiling of the sewer and drop down on things.
Oh, God.
Off
Mechanics,
the top
vibe, and lore.
Mechanics, vibes, and lore. Okay. I'm going to start with lore. Well,
yeah.
Okay. Lore, vibes, or should it be vibes, lore, and mechanics? Vibes, mechanics, and lore?
I don't think it matters right now. We can bounce them around later.
Fuck it. Okay, great.
Like I was saying earlier, the hill that I'm perfectly willing to die on is that I think that vibes make a game.
I'm gonna get shot in
Hey,
public, but from somebody that's mad at you. They're gonna try to send a message to you through me.
Hey.
They're gonna kill the messenger, baby.
Hey, message not sent. Message not received.
Not received. Yeah. Forgot to pay your bill. All right. Okay. Vibes. I'm gonna start listing out some vibes. Like Judge Dredd, District 9, dystopian, of course.
Yeah. Like
fascist bureaucratic oversight.
I think that design would also go under vibes. So like structure and whatnot.
Okay.
So I feel like industrial brutalism.
Industrial brutalism, yeah.
But I think that this is definitely something that I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on, because I think that the eggs themselves are very much not like brutalist.
Yeah.
But I enjoy like this merging of
industrial brutalism with corporate maximalism.
I think that might be.
Yeah.
I think that might be. Also very much like cyberpunk slums.
Yeah. Blame by Sutomoi Nahi. I haven't watched it yet, but that's going to the list to watch.
To the list.
I'm gonna put it on under vibes. Mega Man, just because I think from a design standpoint, I'm gonna put that under mechanics. Now you're seeing the nightmare that I work in, where it's just like this will be like you said, this will be sentences that will turn into paragraphs. Another TMNT, Mutant Mayhem, yeah. Just how gross that is. Bebop and Rocksteady should be the poster children for wastoid teens. Okay. Mechanics and then lore is, which will just be a bite-sized description of what is in the setting section. And that's just a note to myself that once we write the setting and everything, I'll just go ahead and take the setting and I will condense that into a 3-sentence to 4-sentence paragraph. I will do a reverse feeding of the feeding like the Jesus with the fish and the bread and everything like that. The feeding of the 5,000, I think. Yeah. I'm going to make it smaller. Great.
Like, actually, shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation, actually. Okay.
Do we? Okay, so here's one last thing with the, not one last thing, but here's another thing with the scale of things or the placement of things. Depending on when you look at in history, a lot of stuff is like cool. The most important stuff is in the center, so it's the most difficult to get to. Like very much like castle keeps and whatnot. So is it similar to that where it's like this is the center and like everything important is here and like the have blocks like are further and further?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. I mean, this is where like sprawling Los Angeles comes into play because you think of like Los Angeles, just the skyline. If you're looking at like an isometric view of Los Angeles, it just perfectly describes the fact where it's like DTLA is like the center of like fucking skyscrapers and building and businesses, even though it's like you go street level and like there's great streets in downtown LA, and then there's some streets that just really need some work. And then as you go out, then you see that there's like from there, that's like the corporate structure. That's where City Hall is. That's where like all like the main headquarters of things are. And then you look out, like you said, and then there's like businesses and there's like movie studios and things of that nature. And there's like tourism and everything like that. Ooh, instead of weather, tourism.
Yeah. Also, I think that is a good thought to have. Is like reverse would be super interesting. Because a big thing about like all of this like indoctrination is like you want to be out on the front lines fighting these things. And like the closer you are to the center,
keeping all of like thinking of it almost like a caldera, like the city like a caldera where all of the hab blocks are in the center, and then all the important stuff is around the rim. That's almost, you know what that kind of reminds me of? Final Fantasy VII, Midgard. Because it's like the plates. It's like the plates, right? There's like different plates. There's like 7 of them or whatever. And those are like sectors. But then you have cities that are like infrastructure, like apartment buildings and slums that are underneath them. And so when you do your eco-terrorism thing and that collapses, a whole section of the city gets destroyed. Like people die and everything like that. But instead of doing it kind of like, instead of like where it's plates built on top, it's almost like you don't have to worry about what's outside of the city because it's like desert and shit like that. Like this is post-apocalypse. This is like post-apocalypse. That's where the wasteoids are. And so there's just big walls and everything like that. But on top of those walls, you would have like all these like important buildings and everything. And then in the center, it's just a fucking stew of bad and everything like that. Habitats and everything like that.
This is that I think that's where like the jobs that these people basically do is like cable management, like turned up to 11. And it's just like, hey, all of this infrastructure was built at like the beginning, and everything has been like is expecting this to also continue to work.
Everything important requires going out. All the powers are in the ring, which doubles down on the symbolic control and repression, plus that echoes white flight from inner city areas. Yeah, absolutely. And then the high altitude folks get the cleaner air. Yeah. I like the idea. It's almost shaped like a caldera, like Ultimopolis, where it's like there are buildings built up on the wall, but atop the wall there's like all these important buildings and everything like that, like City Hall and everything.
Yeah, because you can always look up to the things that you strive towards.
And it looks like a toilet bowl for a custodian to clean.
Very like looking up to something bigger, very Battle Angel.
Yeah, Alita Battle Angel. Yeah.
It's also very arcane coded.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the zone being like the undercity and whatnot. Just being like, hey, good luck down there. Everything sucks. Yeah. The journeys would be, exponentially more difficult to, and also I think more dangerous the lower you go, because so much of it is just like, hey, we need open air pits to ensure that stuff doesn't fry. So because of that, you just have crazy gaps that you have to go across with like not maintained like rope bridges and garbage like that that other people have tied. The last person who had to like do this job decided to like walk all the way around the entire rope bridge or some nonsense like that. And everyone's just been using that since.
Another great fucking movie that does not get enough respect put on its name is fucking Alita Battle Angel. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. The famous important dwell and the walls of the bowl are made up of businesses and such with the new blocks. I'll find a different word for blocks since they're not shaped like squares.
I think Hab works well. Nuvum Habs.
Nuvum Habs.
I also kind of like
Nuvum Habitats. Yeah, Nuvum Habs.
Yeah. I like the visual of them basically hanging off of this bowl, like almost like water drops.
Oh, like they're dangling above like the middle of the bowl, so there's like pipes and shit going into the center of it, but they're like
I think that
they're like
I think there's something there.
what's the term? Hoisted. Not elevated, not they are suspended. Suspended. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. I will say it is 301.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and put a pin in that. I'll work on expanding. If you want to think more about the city, like Ultimopolis, and I'll think more about the custodian services. We can come back to this next week. And then kind of like have what we worked on and kind of present it to one another and be like, this is what I've got and everything. How do you feel about this? We can discuss through that. We can then start finalizing some details with that. And then we can start locking in on expanding our vibes, our mechanics, and our lore from that point. So that, and then like, yeah, really dwelling. I'm going to dwell on like Yahtzee as a game mechanic, like dice and blackjack. Are called Haveroids. Haveroids. Oh,
so terrible.
Damn. Yeah, like Nuvum Have 11. But yeah, I like where we're at. I think this is gonna be good. I think we're in a good place where we kind of have like a. Yeah, I think there's a lot. There's a lot we can do, and there's a lot of places we can go. I in particular want to. Just fucking shout out MVV Signal Station, Michael Van Vliet over here dropping some knowledge. Like, stop thinking of rats and alligators. What about jellyfish? I think like I love that great little bit of like think outside the box, and that's like good advice for me to carry forward, and not just this design, but all of my design of like what is a trope, what is a cliche, and how can I spin that on its head. And everything. I can't wait to see more. When's the next jam session? That is going to be the next jam session is going to be next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yes. So I believe that is that's 10 a.m. Eastern, or not Eastern, Pacific time. I've been wrong before though. And we will discuss hit dogs further. Hit dogs.
Will holler.
Absolutely. Okay. Great. Let's go back to our talking heads and everything like that. So I think it's time for us to turn off the laboratory lights, leave some work for next week. Before we go, here's where else you can find us across the internet, though.
Purchase games, supplements, and more. Pop on over to plus1exp.com for all of your indie RPG needs.
And by hopping over to RPGZine.Club, you can join some other cool cats in the RPGZine.Club, where you receive 2 indie games directly to your door each month. Thank you.
Join the conversation about all of the above and more in our Discord at ttrpg.link/Discord.
I have been Wes Franks. You can find me at carrion-comfort.com.
I am still Quinn Blackwell, and you can find me at Quinn Blackwell.
Thank you for tuning in to Plus One EXP.
Stay nasty.
Stay weird.